Welcome, ladies and gentlemen, Gungans, droids, Kiadi Coneheads. This is yours truly speaking. The Emperor 211, the first is named the King of Triple Games, God's gift to mobile gaming, the 8th day of creation! How many other ways do we gotta put it, people? Today, as you can tell, if it's not obvious, we're not on the biggest and deadliest starter show. We're not in an Aldron right now, but instead, my duties as King of Triple B, God's gift to mobile gaming, all the fan styles, directed video gaming division, were summoned! So I was sent out to LA to talk about an unannounced project, to give my feedback and thoughts on it. Don't worry, it's not Star Wars or anything like that. Trust me, I wish it was, but nonetheless, we gotta talk about what is Star Wars, though. And that is today's kit reveal of the one, the only, Master Qui-Gon. Now, apologies, it took me this long to get here. It's been driving me crazy. I just wanted to get to this kit reveal because I am excited. In case it's not entirely clear, my friends, Master Qui-Gon coming to the game, marquee unit. I guess it must have slipped under the radar for some people. Some people did not know this was an actual confirmed unit. It's been a couple months, but today we finally have the ink on the paper. Master Qui-Gon's going to be coming to the game as a marquee this upcoming Thursday. Don't worry, we'll be back in the office doing our thing, taking Master Qui-Gon through its paces, and what I really want to focus on this week, because not all of us is going to have Queen Amidala in all of her glory next week, Monday, when we get her. But the question is, can you use Master Qui-Gon, Padawan Kenobi 2 as an extension of that, with other things of there? Maybe the other Qui-Gon, the unrobed Qui-Gon, maybe with Master Kenobi, maybe Padme Amidala. We're going to be taking that through as much extensive tests as we can with the limitations of Squad Arena. But then next week, Queen Amidala's coming, and we're going to see the full picture of this. And let me just say, this is a really fun kit. Let's listen, say what you want about Capital Games and all that other fun stuff. Yes, it's got problems, Galaxies, but man, the Phantom Menace stuff, the Gungans, it just feels so on point. Let's just hope they can take it home with the Naboo raid. So there's maybe a couple things that get out here in terms of the overall functionality. Obviously, most of this is going to be more towards the Queen Amidala, making her as beautiful as she can possibly be. But as a support character, I was expecting an attacker, but support makes perfect sense for Master Qui-Gon and what he's doing, pretty much directing the attention towards him, giving the support for the team to do their thing. Padawan Kenobi, I'm assuming, is going to be dropping some heavy heat, as we discussed not too long ago. I feel like they were kind of stretching here, like, don't get me wrong. I'm not going to sit here and argue why this Qui-Gon should not be here when we have the other Qui-Gon, but I feel like they're trying too hard to convince us. It's like, it's kind of the same Qui-Gon that we have, at least the Kylos, you can make an argument, they're all different. The Chewbacca's, they're all kind of different in the timeline, the Kenobi's, but I feel like you're trying to stretch it too much. But nonetheless, I'll always take an excuse to get Qui-Gon, one of my favorite Jedi in Star Wars. Glad to have him here in the game. However, it's kind of a cool thing, and makes me wonder if maybe there's something more to come. They're bringing the gambling aspect of Qui-Gon with the chance cube here. However, there's not really, I guess maybe it's kind of fitting, there's not really much of a chance because he's going to influence the role in his favor. However, I was talking to some people while I was waiting. It maybe kind of gives the impression, some people are saying maybe a Watto. I don't think a Watto's confirmed, but I would love to see a Watto. Anyways, I want to bring this up. Can the chance cube ever come up red? It's always going to come up blue. Currently, no, the entire ability is balanced around the blue result, and that is the only result that can happen thanks to the Qui-Gon's force manipulation. So I wouldn't look too much into it, but if they're going to bring more Phantom Menace, I'll eat that all day, honey. And let's move on. Oh, yeah, same marquee structure as usual. We've seen that. It's, again, gives free-to-play players a little bit more than usual than old marquees, and it rewards people who want to invest and spend money in the game something a little bit more, because, again, there really hasn't been an incentive to get a character wheeling, especially on day one. But here we are, people. The thing we've all been waiting for. The Qui-Gon kit reveal. Basic ability, a Taru strike here. Cool animations that they have going on with these, again, the Gungans, the Phantom Menace stuff, Master Qui-Gon, Padawan Kenobi. I feel like they've done a really great job bringing these characters to life here. Deal special damage and inflict breach on target enemy for 1 turn. I just want to point this out. There's a couple, breach is kind of getting a bit more involvement in Galaxies, if I should say, but there's also other things like legendary battle meditation, which, let's be honest, there's only one character that can do that, and it's often, it could slip the mind, especially for people that maybe aren't in the weeds. I really think they should be doing something more. They did a little bit of their Heroes of Middle-earth game. More ways in-game, when you, tap on an ability and it kind of shows the expansion. More breakdowns of these abilities, unless they want us to go dig through the library and figure out who the heck has legendary battle meditation and breach. I digress. More UI integration to make these debuffs and other effects that aren't too common easier to figure out. Anyways, during Master Qui-Gon's turn, all Galactic Republic allies gain a heal over time or protection over time, and they gain defense up for 1 turn. And if Master Qui-Gon has accuracy up, all Galactic Republic allies recover 10% health and protection. Now, we're going to get to that unique ability, don't you worry. I was looking a couple times, tactile scanners going overdrive. They aren't really conditioning this too much outside of Galactic Legends. Like, normally they're like, if there are no Galactic Legend allies present, blah, 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 blah. I mean, there are a couple Queen Amidala conditions, but there are some things in this kit that make me like, ooh, this could be nice in a Jedi Master Kenobi team. Again, speculative, but nonetheless, let's keep moving on. Feel, use your instincts, a special one ability right here. Again, nice little meditation pose, really cool, kind of going into the Darth Maul battle, Duel of the Fates moments that we had in there. But to be fair, though, he was unrobed in that battle. Okay, anyways, we're really splitting hairs here. Anyways, dispel all buffs on target enemy, cool. If the target enemy already had any buffs dispelled this way, you're going to inflict the buff immunity for 1 turn and remove 50% to it. So it's going to be very nice to try to navigate around the annoying tanks that might be in your way. Nice to have. But now, this is when you want to have Queen Amidala, because yeah, that kit reveal goes from this to about this. All of a sudden, just for this ability, if the ally in the leader slot is Queen Amidala, at the start of the battle, Master Qui-Gon exposes all enemies for 2 turns and inflicts an enemy, and if an enemy's inflicted a doubt, come on, Reed, come on, you're gonna stun them for 1 turn. But there's a little bit of doubt coming from Queen Amidala. I know it's been a while since we did the kit reveal. All's gonna make more sense next week, but there is some doubt because again, you know, they killed a decoy. It's like, oh, that wasn't Queen Amidala, that was someone else here. Nonetheless, anytime I think of the decoys, I always think of the Lego Star Wars, the new one that came out. She had like all these different people. Oh, I'm Queen Amidala, I'm Queen Amidala. Anyways, then you had like this bearded old guy, I'm Queen Amidala. Anyways, moving on. Let's not get too carried away here. So this cannot be resisted, the stun. Master Qui-Gon gains 100% defense for 2 turns and legendary battle meditation. Here's the buff right here. If you haven't been, you know, let's be honest, Ambassador Shan, she's not irrelevant, but she's not like super relevant. And you know, there's not many people with battle meditation. We have corrupted battle meditation, we have legendary battle meditation, and that's really it. Only the 2 basilisks can do it. But now we're getting it for the next time with Master Qui-Gon here. So it gives a lot of pretty powerful buffs to all the Jedi allies, and it can't be copied, dispelled, or prevented. So again, nice. You know, on the Jedi Revan teams back in the old days, how annoying it was that they would counterattack. You know, Jolee of battle meditation was kind of a menace because he would reduce his cooldowns on his basic ability when he would counterattack. So it's going to be nice to see this on the team here. But if there are no allies taunting, so the decoy is not doing their thing, all other non-Galactic Legend Galactic Republic allies gain stealth for 2 turns. Now, here's what I'm wondering. I don't know if this and this clause and the other clause is tied to the Queen Amidala. I mean, there's a period, so it kind of separates the sentence a little bit, you know, but it's not its own individual paragraph. So we'll have to wait and see if this requires Queen Amidala. But if there's no one taunting, being able to get stealth on all other Galactic Republic allies, this may be a kind of a nice thing when let's say your General Kenobi dies off. Getting some stealth maybe could help out a little bit. And if an ally is taunting, all non-Galactic Legend Republic allies gain speed up for 2 turns. Again, is this tied to the Queen Amidala clause? I'm not going to know until we get in there this upcoming Thursday and see if we can grant those buffs. If so, that means the viability of this character just went up outside of a Queen Amidala team. And this ability cannot be evaded. Let's move on, shall we, to special number 2. I'll take that bet. This is where we get our chance cube here. And again, I don't know. You can really let your imagination go wild here. Oh, this might mean something else might come. Maybe there is. I wouldn't look too much into it right now. But there's a red result and there's a blue result. But the red result does nothing. Does it really matter because he's always going to influence the result and make it blue-sided? I don't know. I think it's kind of funny, cool. I mean, just did you even need the red thing? Or maybe they're leaving it there for something in the future. I don't know. Again, we have to wait and see here. Maybe if Qui-Gon loses, he has to, I don't know, be Watto's slave or something. I don't know. Anyways, if the result is blue, deals special damage on based on 5% of his max health. So it's going to be right now, we're kind of seeing a theme. We're seeing that there's probably going to be a lot of health mods related on this team, and there's a lot of heal over time, a lot of protection over time. So Master Qui-Gon, it seems like on paper, max health, max health, max health, max health is probably going to be the way to go for this dude here. But you get plus 2% per stack of Queen's protection, so it gets a little bit more powerful when you're in a Queen Amidala lineup. Dispel all debuffs on all Galactic Republic allies. always a useful thing. So yeah, you can use that in a Qui-Gon Jinn team, a Master Kenobi team. You know, there are ways to utilize it. Cleanses really never go out of style. They're always nice to have. Master Qui-Gon gains 25% max health and max protection, stacking to a max of 100%. So it's going to go up even more, my friends. For the rest of the encounter, and the ally Padawan Obi-Wan is going to gain 30% off it for 2 turns. Now, we're not really seeing the damage come out of Kenobi's wheelhouse just yet. We can see hypothetically how it's going to get better, but we didn't have Queen Amidala, we didn't have Master Qui-Gon to really put the puzzle together here. I think we're really going to see the damage start bumping up a bit, and then once you get Queen Amidala, I think this guy's going to hit like a menace, but we have to wait and see. Once again, the ink hits the paper. If the ally in the leader slot is Queen Amidala and there's no other active Handmaiden Decoy, again, only coming from Queen Amidala, she gains critical damage up and foresight. And if there is an active ally Handmaiden Decoy, the decoy gains 25% max health, max protection for the rest of the encounter. So that could be quite nice. But don't forget, we have one more thing here. All Galactic Republic allies gain tenacity up and inflict tenacity down on all enemies for 2 turns. Tenacity up, tenacity down. I mean, tenacity down, I feel like it's one of the more underappreciated debuffs in the game, because, you know, tenacity up, nothing can penetrate that, but tenacity down can, and it makes a big deal with getting all those debuffs out there a lot easier. Those exposes, the buff moves, the term removal, all that stuff that we've been seeing so far, which is Master Qui-Gon, not even looking at Padawan Kenobi and all the other debuffs that he can apply in the team. So again, a lot of this really tied to Queen Amidala here. And as we see here, Master Qui-Gon will influence the outcome of the chance cube roll. So I don't know. I guess again, it's a fun nod. I feel like I don't want to look too much into it, but I feel like there's something more that could probably come out of this. Anyways, we have a unique ability here, definitely a bit lengthy, as we're going to see here. No leadership ability, again, makes sense. They're trying to make sure everything kind of goes into Queen Amidala's lane at the end of the day. Unique one and only one. Stay close to me, Zeta, Omicron, Territory War, Omicron. But you know what? As I'm seeing all these weirder and weirder Omicrons come for conquest and galactic challenges, you know what? I'm like, you know what? Fine. Territory Omicrons, welcome, my friend. You know, I'd rather see more of these than the other weird ones. I guess options, right? Having options is never a bad idea. At the start of the battle, and whenever galactic allies are stunned, and as you saw, there's some ways to get stuns already just from the first few things that we saw here. They gain defense up and are immune to terminator reduction for 1 turn. So again, kind of borrowing a little bit from the Galactic Legend Master Kenobi, where you can't lose terminator, which is going to be a nice thing to have. So you don't get stun locked. You're just kind of sitting there forever. Whenever any other Jedi ally attacks during Master Qui-Gon's turn, he assists once per turn. So I'm most likely a Padawan Kenobi thing going on there. Maybe some other stuff. Who knows? Who knows? I still think they're holding something back. You know, let me just finish reading this. Let me just keep moving on here. Whenever Master Qui-Gon is critically hit, all Galactic Republic allies gain 30% protection up for 2 turns. And then all Galactic Republic attacker allies recover 10% health, gain advantage for 2 turns. And the ally Padawan Obi-Wan gains critical damage up for 2 turns here. Okay. Just stay with me, okay? You made it this far. Stay with me a little bit further here. While enemies are inflicted with tenacity, now which we just read a moment ago, they have minus 30% critical damage and defense. This is maybe not a perfect replication. It gives me a little bit of demoralized vibes, you know, from Moff Gideon. So kind of something here. I like when they tie in plain buffs and debuffs. Like, remember defense up? We saw it in the Bad Batch. Like, well, defense up, what? And then makes sense. So you're taking a really, again, tenacity now I feel like is an underrated debuff, but you're taking something that's relatively, you know, normal, and now you're making it a lot deadlier by adding these like sub-level effects on top of you gotta love that, baby. But we're not done yet. The first of any Galactic Republic ally, including summons, falls 50% off, and this is where we might be able to see that Jedi Master Kenobi thing. Maybe he could work in there. Definitely in some Qui-Gon stuff. The other Qui-Gon, Padme, you know, list goes on potentially. The first time any Galactic Republic ally, excluding summons, falls below that 50% health threshold. If the ally leader size, Galactic Republic, notice, doesn't call out Queen Amidala, doesn't say non-Galactic Legend Galactic Republic allies, the leader's going to take a bonus turn. They're going to dispel all the debuffs on the leader. And then all Galactic Republic allies gain 25% max health, not recovery, not 25% health recovery, 25% max health increase. So just the total number, they get beefier. All of a sudden, they're like, all right, you want to try to knock me down? Try to knock me down again! but with 25% max health on me. And until the end of the counter, if the ally in the leader slot is Queen Amidala, so here is the Queen Amidala segment. If Queen Amidala is at the start of battle, she gains 25% turn meter, 50% if there's an active ally Padawan Obi-Wan, and Master Qui-Gon assist whenever she uses her basic ability. So this is very, it kind of feels a little bit like Dr. Aphra. You know, you get 50% turn meter if Trip is there, you get 50% turn meter if BT's there. Boom. Start about 100% turn meter. However, only 50% here. So still, I mean, 50% of a turn meter boost, kind of a nice thing to have, but by no means the Dr. Aphra level of insanity. And then we have the Territory War Omicron, which I could maybe suspect will probably be popular, because right now Queen Amidala's got the Grand Arena Omicron, and then Padawan Kenobi obviously has the very important Conquest Omicron, and then, you know, we have our Territory Omicron. So when they're bringing in these new teams, they're kind of diversifying the Omicrons, and rather than making them all Grand Arena focused, you know, you had Sir June with Grand Arena Omicrons, and you throw out a Malicos in there with the more Grand Arena Omicrons, so they're kind of splitting things up a little bit. Maybe it's a way to kind of tame some power creep, I don't know. But in Territory Wars, for all my people interested in said Omicron, and all allies are non-Galactic Legend, Galactic Republic allies. So here we have that clause that I said wasn't called out earlier on. At the start of the encounter, all allies gain 50% max health. Woo! But 100% max health if the ally in the leader slot is Queen Amidala. I mean, here's something like that. Just throw it out there. Again, Queen Amidala, maybe not on everyone's menu. Yeah, I'm definitely hyped for. I don't think there's as much community hype as Bane. Someone might have to fact check me on this, because I don't have Garrett with me to do this, but I believe like Darth Bane is one of the most like unlocked conquest units. I don't think Queen Amidala is going to get there, or most unlocked day one conquest units, I should say. But nonetheless, you can use this with, you know, a Caloran Beck potentially. You know, he's pretty popular in Territory Wars, you know, so keep that in mind. Again, you can't use it with Master Kenobi though. But let's keep moving on here. For the rest of the counter, you're going to get defense up for 3 turns, and then whenever Master Qui-Gon is critically hit, he gains Foresight and 10 speed stacking to a maximum of 50 for 2 turns. And then whenever Master Qui-Gon is defeated, all allies gain 50% offense. So you gotta love this part here, my friend. If the ally leader in the slot is Galactic, oh sorry, back up. Whenever Master Qui-Gon is defeated, all allies gain 50% offense for 2 turns and recover 100% protection. So they literally just took the OG Qui-Gon Omicron and basically slapped it into the unique ability here. You know, it's not the one-to-one, but the spirit is there with jacking up the offense a crazy amount, getting protection recovery on top of that. And if the ally in the leader slot is a Galactic Republic, which it seems like most instances it will be, when they have less than 50% health, Master Qui-Gon gains 50% bonus protection for 2 turns at the start of his turn. So again, you really got to love these little tie-ins. They brought up the Phantom Menace here. Again, it's definitely double dipping a little bit into the current Qui-Gon that we have, which isn't very different from the other Qui-Gon, except one is caped, but I get it. Monetization opportunities. If the ally in the leader slot is Queen Amidala, whenever a Galactic Republic ally attacks on a turn, they deal 50% more damage. Remove 25% turn meter. Yikes. And inflict ability block for 1 turn, which can't be evaded on the target enemy. So again, this seems to be calling out things like, you know, maybe Padawan Kenobi here. Whenever Master Qui-Gon gains legendary battle meditation, all non-galactic legend tank enemies are inflicted with healing, immunity, and protection disruption for 1 turn, which can't be dispelled, evaded, or resisted. Listen, I don't know what do I want to tell you. I'm going to tell you this is bad Omicron. If you care about territory, and this has a lot of tie-ins of Queen Amidala, it's going to be pretty bangalicious. But it's probably going to be one of those Omicrons that, you know, not going to see too many people have, because Queen Amidala is not going to be, you know, widely adopted until many, many months after her initial release. But it looks good for territory Omicrons. You like how it is. You know, all Kappa games have to do is just add Omicrons for galactic challenges and conquests. I'm like, you know what? Territory Omicron, I have a little bit more respect for you now. So I see myself probably applying this Omicron for territories. But my friends, that's basically it for today. I'm excited to get my hands on Master Qui-Gon later on this week, really see what I can do with him before we get access to Queen Amidala. Because again, I want these characters to be usable. If you're not going to get that, you know, if you're not getting Queen Amidala right now, come Monday or the next couple months, and before she's weeded out of the Conquest reward pool, you're waiting till basically Purgatory, i.e. Proving Ground, and then many, many months into that Purgatory segment to getting Queen Amidala again. So if we can find a way to get this guy to work in Master Kenobi, an OG Qui-Gon, maybe a OG Padme, I think we can have a good time at this. So let's wait and see. Maybe there's more to come. Again, one of my biggest hunches that I feel like something's missing, they updated the Grandmaster Yoda profile pic, but the character model does not match the art language of the profile pic. We have animated Yoda when you click on it and get into his menu, but the profile pic is the live action version of Yoda. So I want to feel like there might be something else missing here, because when I'm looking at this, this could very well be like a Leia thing where there's the go-tos. You have Leia, Drogon, R2, boom. Locked in, send them home. And then the other 2 slots are like, you have options. And I wouldn't be mad at them. I think there's definitely gonna be a lot of options we could throw in the last 2 slots. We're gonna learn those as we test out this character over the next couple days here. But it makes you want to believe maybe there's something else that they could throw in here. It's something to kind of solidify those other 2 spots that are on the lineup. Anyways, people, I'm gonna shut up and let you guys do some talking. Appreciate you guys stopping by. Oh, and I can't wait for you and I to get back into that Grand Arena 3v3. Make sure you sign up and all that fun jazz. And Thursday, when we get Qui-Gon, we're gonna see what we can do with this guy. But until then, my friends, leave that like, comment down below, subscribe so you're not missing a thing. I'm missing something. Oh yeah, it's great to be in the Empire today. Oh, it's great to be Gary. Oh, he's not even here. Okay, I gotta play it myself. Bye. Okay. Of course, Gary leaves the old outro in here. Thanks a lot, Gary. Bye.